Here's a number that should bother you: 92%. That's the percentage of people who fail to follow through on the habits and goals they set for themselves. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack ambition, but because they've been thinking about consistency completely wrong. You've probably started things before: a workout routine, a journaling habit, a reading streak, and for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, it worked. You felt good. You felt like this time was different, and then something happened. A bad day, a busy week, one missed session, and just like that, it was gone. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you, because today I'm going to show you exactly how to stay consistent in 2026, not with hype, not with a motivational speech, but with a system that actually works even when you don't feel like it. Stay until the end, because the last piece is the one most people never hear, and it might be the most important thing I say. Let's start with a hard truth. The reason you are not consistent isn't motivation. It's not discipline either. Those things help, but they're not the root cause. The real reason is this: you've been treating consistency like a feeling instead of a system. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. Some mornings you wake up fired up, ready to conquer everything. Other mornings you can barely get out of bed. If your consistency depends on how you feel, you will always lose, because feelings are unreliable. They're weather, they change. A system doesn't care how you feel. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth. You don't scroll through Instagram looking for a teeth brushing quote before you open the bathroom cabinet. You just do it because it's automatic. It's a system. It's who you are. That's what we're building today. Not habits that require willpower, habits that become automatic. The second mistake people make is aiming too high, too fast. They see someone else's results, the ripped body, the successful business, the daily journaling practice, and they try to copy the outcome without copying the process. They go from 0 to 100, and when real life hits, they crash. Consistency isn't built through intensity. It's built through repetition. Small, boring, unremarkable repetition that adds up to something extraordinary. Here's the shift you need to make. Stop trying to be consistent. Start trying to never hit 0. This single concept can change everything. Whatever habit you're trying to build, never let a day be a complete 0. Never read 0 pages, never write 0 words, never do 0 minutes of movement. Here's why this is so powerful. It's not actually about productivity. It's about identity. You can't call yourself a reader if you never read. You can't call yourself someone who values health if your streak of 0 movement days keeps growing. Identity is built through evidence, and every single day, no matter how small, gives you a new piece of evidence about who you are. On your hardest days, the bare minimum counts. 1 page, 1 push-up, 1 sentence in your journal, 1 minute of breathing. That's it. Here's the math that blows people's minds. 1% is infinitely better than 0%. A day where you achieve 10% of your plan is still a day where you showed up. That day is still a vote for the person you're becoming. The people who seem impossibly consistent, they're not doing more than you on their good days. They're doing something on their bad days. That's the only difference. So right now, think about the one habit you keep failing at. Ask yourself, what is the absolute minimum version of this habit I could do on my worst day? Make it embarrassingly small. That's your floor. The rule is simple. Never go below the floor. Here's what nobody tells you about motivation. By the time you need it, it's already too late. Motivation is highest before you start a habit. When the idea is fresh and exciting and full of potential, but after a few weeks, the novelty wears off. The excitement fades, and if motivation was the only thing holding your habit together, it collapses. The solution: stop relying on motivation. Start relying on triggers. A trigger is a cue in your environment that automatically fires a behavior. It's the mechanism behind every habit you already have. You just haven't been building them intentionally. Here's how it works. You attach a new behavior to something that already happens every day without fail. Want to build a gratitude habit? Attach it to brushing your teeth. The moment you finish brushing, name one thing you're grateful for. Not a list, not a journal, just one thing. The toothbrush becomes a trigger. Want to read more? Put 5 pages of a book between your phone and your bed. Before you can reach the phone, you read. The reaching is a trigger. Want to move more? After every long work session, do 10 push-ups before sitting back down. The end of work is the trigger. You're not trying to change yourself through willpower. You're redesigning your environment so the right behavior is the easiest behavior. When your environment works for you, consistency becomes almost effortless. Audit your space this week. What surrounds you? What makes it easy to scroll, to snack, to zone out. Now ask, what small rearrangement would make your target habit harder to avoid? The person who leaves their journal on the pillow reads more than the person who keeps it in a drawer. You're not fighting your habits, you're engineering them. Let me give you the most powerful practical tool in this whole video. When you want to build any new habit, your only commitment at first is 2 minutes. 2 minutes of reading, 2 minutes of journaling, 2 minutes of movement. I know what you're thinking. 2 minutes is nothing. That won't change my life. That's exactly the point. Your brain is remarkably good at talking you out of hard things. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. But 2 minutes? Your brain has no argument against 2 minutes. It shrugs and says, fine, whatever. And that's the moment you've won. Because here's what actually happens. Most of the time, once you start, you keep going. The hardest part of any habit is beginning. Inertia is the real enemy. Once the inertia is broken, momentum takes over. And on the days you genuinely only do 2 minutes, that still counts. You still showed up. You didn't hit zero. One person who used this principle started with just 2 minutes of reading per day. 5 years later, they'd read close to 100 books. The secret wasn't reading speed, it was just that they never let the barrier feel too high. Apply this to whatever you keep putting off. Shrink the habit until it's impossible to say no to. Then let momentum do its job. Now let's talk about the moment that destroys most people's consistency. You miss a day, maybe 2, maybe a whole week, and then something insidious happens. Instead of just getting back on track, you spiral. You tell yourself the streak is broken. The habit is ruined. You might as well start fresh next month or next year. This is what psychologists call the what the hell effect. One slip leads to complete abandonment, not because you failed, but because you told yourself a story about failure. Here's the truth, missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. The most important consistency rule isn't never miss. It's never miss twice in a row. One missed day is fine. One missed day happens to everyone, but 2 in a row is where old patterns form. 2 in a row is where the old version of you starts to creep back. So when you fall off, and you will, because everyone does, the only question is, what's the smallest possible version of this habit I can do right now to avoid missing again tomorrow? Not the full version, not the perfect version, just something, anything above 0. And when you fall off, resist the urge to add guilt. Guilt is not a motivator. Guilt is a weight that makes getting back up harder. Don't analyze the failure. Don't beat yourself up. Just restart. Right now, even if it's just 2 minutes. Consistency isn't a streak. It's a direction. And you can always point yourself back in the right direction. Everything I've talked about so far is tactical. Triggers, 2-minute rules, never hitting 0. These all work. But there's something deeper that makes all of it stick long term. You have to change how you see yourself. Most people try to change their behavior first and hope their identity follows. I'll work out every day until I become someone who works out. But it almost never works in that direction, because when the behavior gets hard, the old identity pulls you back. The people who are genuinely consistent, not for a few weeks, but for years, they don't think of their habits as something they do. They think of them as something they are. They're not trying to become a reader. They are a reader. They're not trying to get healthy. They are someone who values their health, and every habit they practice is just evidence of that identity. Here's how to make this shift. Every morning, ask yourself one question. What would the person I'm trying to become choose right now? Not who you are at your worst. The person you're working toward. What would they choose? Future you is healthier, so you drink water instead of soda. Future you is more focused, so you close the 47 browser tabs. Future you reads, moves, reflects, creates. Every choice is a vote for that person. Most people accidentally vote against their future self 100 times a day. Your job is just to flip a few of those votes, not all of them, not perfectly, just a few more than yesterday. Over time, those votes accumulate. And one day you realize you're not trying to become that person anymore. You already are. Let me bring everything together. Consistency in 2026 isn't about hacks or hustle or waking up at 4 a.m. It's about building a system that works even on your worst days. Here's what that system looks like. 1, never hit 0. Find the smallest possible version of your habit and make that your floor. 1 page, 1 push-up, 1 minute. Always something. 2, build triggers, not motivation. Attach your habits to things that already happen in your day. Let your environment do the heavy lifting. 3. Use the 2-minute entry point. Make the start so small your brain can't argue with it. Let momentum carry you the rest of the way. 4. When you fall off, never miss twice in a row. Restart immediately, without guilt, with the smallest possible version. 5. Make the identity shift. Start seeing yourself as the person who already does these things. Every habit is evidence. Stack it. Here's your challenge this week. Pick one thing you keep failing to stay consistent at. Find your floor, attach it to something you already do every single day. Do it tomorrow, then do it the day after. Don't try to build 10 habits at once. Don't try to become a completely different person overnight. Just pick one, stay above 0, and let it compound. Because months from now, you're going to look back at whoever you are today, and you're going to be shocked by how far a few simple, consistent choices actually took you. The life you want isn't built in big, dramatic moments. It's built quietly, in the small things you choose to repeat. Start today. Not next Monday, not next year, today. And if this video gave you something you needed to hear, hit subscribe and share it with someone who keeps starting over. This might be exactly what they need. I'll see you in the next one.